Hello friends, good morning. My name is Akash Sanjay Khobragade. I am a coordinator at Karunyakara Institute of Dalit Knowledge and PhD scholar at University. Karunyakara Institute of Dalit Knowledge is founded by Professor Dr. Leela Karunyakara sir, and his idea behind this institution to provide an academic space to scholars, professors and doctors who are engaged in the field of Dalit studies. Today, Karunyakara Institute of Dalit Knowledge going to have its 51st of lecture, and this lecture is a part of a series that we started on Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar's Jayanti on 14th of April 2025. Today, Professor Dr. Leela Karunyakara sir going to deliver the lecture, and he's also going to chair this session. I take an immense pleasure to welcome and introduce him. Professor Dr. Leela Karunyakara sir is a distinguished academician, former Vice Chancellor and the visionary founder of Karunyakara Institute of Dalit Knowledge. A deeply accomplished scholar, he holds a PhD from prestigious Jawaharlal Nehru University, New Delhi, and has authored the seminal work History of Dalit Identity and Modernization of Buddhism. Throughout his illustration career, Dr. Karunyakara has been a trailblazer in higher education and social advocacy. He began his teaching journey as assistant professor in the School of Ambedkar Studies at Babasaheb Bhimrao Ambedkar University, a central university, Lucknow, where he permanently enriched the curriculum by introducing the pioneering Dalit history course in MA history program. A companion of institutional equality, he was instrumental in implementing 50% reservation policy for SC/STs student in BBAU admissions. And he's further strengthened the student and faculty representation by founding the Ambedkar University Dalit Student Union in 2000 and Babasaheb Bhimrao Ambedkar Central University SC/ST Teachers Association in 2006. Later, he brought his extensive expertise to Mahatma Gandhi Antarashtriya Hindi Vishwavidyalaya, serving with distinguished as a director cum professor at Babasaheb Ambedkar Sidhu Kanu Murmu Dalit and Tribal Study Center, as a Dean of School of Culture, and ultimately as a Vice Chancellor of the University. I welcome Professor Dr. Leela Karunyakara sir for being a part of Karunyakara Institute of Dalit Knowledge and also going to deliver his lecture. Professor Dr. Leela Karunyakara sir going to deliver today his lecture on Annihilation of Caste. It's section 11 and part 12. I request Professor Dr. Leela Karunyakara sir to please start his lecture.
Yeah, fine. Thank you. Welcome to all of you for this Karunyakara Institute of Dalit Knowledge lecture series. Today, we will be knowing about section 11 of the Annihilation of Caste, written by Babasaheb Bhimrao Ambedkar. Very interestingly, Annihilation of Caste consists of many sections, total 26 sections, and one prologue. So Ambedkar has written prologue and 26 sections. The Annihilation of Caste, each section has a different subject. Broadly, all these subjects, 26 subjects, for each section one subject, all these subjects part of his discussion on Annihilation of Caste. So he is trying to take up one subject each in each section and correlating it with a larger purpose of Annihilation of Caste. In every lecture, I discussed how each section, the subjects of each section, how they are related to the Annihilation of Caste. As I said earlier, Annihilation of Caste is a text, undelivered speech of Babasaheb Ambedkar, published by Babasaheb Ambedkar himself in 1936. This text can be read, understood by different people by different ways. How a Dalit could understand Ambedkar text, Annihilation of Caste. That is the importance of this Dalit knowledge lecture series on Annihilation of Caste. You might have heard lectures given by many eminent people on Annihilation of Caste. But what is the uniqueness? What is the importance? Why we need to discuss Annihilation of Caste again as a part of Dalit knowledge lecture series in the Karunyakara Institute of Dalit knowledge lectures? It is so because in the Karunyakara Institute of Dalit knowledge, the Dalit knowledge lecture series are about how to interpret Ambedkar thought within the Dalit context, how to understand applied Ambedkar thought, how to understand engaged Ambedkarism, how to engage Ambedkar thought with a Dalit, a broader Dalit context, how to apply Ambedkar thought to Dalit situation. So this is a Dalit reading of Ambedkar. We generally take granted that Ambedkar books means about Dalits. So we no need to have any separate methodology or framework to understand Ambedkar. No, we need to have a separate Dalit methodology to understand Ambedkar. Why? Because Ambedkar is no more read by Dalits. Ambedkar is read by many non-Dalits. Ambedkar is being discussed by non-Dalits, both in the academic spaces as well as other non-academic public spaces. So when Ambedkar has become a point of discussion, when Ambedkar thought has become a matter of discussion, both in the academic spaces as well as political spaces and social spaces, then there is a danger of understanding Ambedkar or interpreting Ambedkar differently by the person who is talking about Ambedkar. Now, as you know very well that there is no one left in India, at least, who doesn't speak about Ambedkar. Take any stream of ideology. Irrespective of the stream of ideology, everyone talk about Ambedkar. Gandhians do talk about Ambedkar. Golwakerites do talk about Ambedkar. Communists, Marxists do talk about Ambedkar. Even parties like Aam Aadmi Party that holds Ambedkar as one of their ideals. So here, no one left out in India who doesn't speak about Ambedkar. Under these circumstances, when Ambedkar became a public discussion, Dalits are exposed to non-Dalit interpretation of Ambedkar and Ambedkar thought. Here, KIDK intervenes and constructs a unique and peculiar, very important and entirely different methodology, perspective to understand Ambedkar. That I would like to call it as Dalit perspective. Dalit perspective. Dalit perspective of Ambedkar thought. That's what KIDK is doing. Particularly, I am giving lectures as a part of Dalit Knowledge Lecture Series. Some people say that you should not restrict Ambedkar within the Dalit framework. Of course, you should not, because Ambedkar is meant for everyone. But at the same time, Ambedkar needs to be located in the Dalit context. Because the primary interest of Ambedkar thought is to protect the Dalit interests. So Dalit-centric Ambedkar thought, that's what I am trying to construct through the Dalit approach. So Dalit perspective of annihilation of caste. That's what I am trying to do in these lectures on Dalit Knowledge Lecture Series on annihilation of caste. Now, section 11 is very interesting one. Section 11, Ambedkar actually talked about how could Hindu organization be developed, constructed. Why can't Hindu be a strong organization? Because of the caste. Hindu can't construct, build a strong organization. So Ambedkar was actually, he was giving a warning to the caste Hindus that unless you destroy the caste within the Hindu society, you cannot unite Hindus like Muslims and Sikhs. Sikhs and Muslims are more united than the Hindus because Hindus are divided into different castes. And because of the caste, Hindus are unable to build a strong organization to serve the Hindu society. Whereas Sikhs able to build a strong organization. If one Sikh is attacked, all the Sikhs stands with him. Muslims able to build a strong organization. If one Muslim is attacked, all Muslims stands with the Muslim. But when Hindu is attacked, not all Hindus stands with the, all Hindus stand with the another Hindu because of the caste division. Hence, Hindus cannot build a strong organization like Muslims and Sikhs because of the Hindu society is caste driven society. Since there is a caste that divides Hindu society, Hindus cannot unite and build a strong organization. This is the subject Ambedkar discussed in the section 11 of the Annihilation of Caste. Now, this Ambedkar wrote in the year 1936. Now it is 2026. 1936 to 2026, 90 years have gone. 90 years have passed away. Though still caste is there. But Dalits are virtually not having the kind of difficulties which they had in 1936. 2026, there is a emergence of middle class, Dalit middle class. And Dalits are under the Constitution of India written by Ambedkar himself. But 1936, the situation was different. That time Ambedkar was writing this, 1936, Ambedkar was writing this Annihilation of Caste to bring a reforms within the Hindu society. He wants to tell the caste Hindus that destroy the caste so that we can build a strong Hindu organization. That was his message in the section 11 of the Annihilation of Caste. But when you read that section 11 of the Annihilation of Caste on the Hindu organization, why can't Hindus can't build an organization like Sikhs and Muslims? Now Ambedkar was no more Hindu. Today Ambedkar is 1956. Ambedkar left Hinduism and converted to Buddhism. Ambedkar converted to Buddhism. Today Ambedkar is no more a Hindu. So if you read Ambedkar Annihilation of Caste written in 1936, it has no relevance when it comes to Dalits. When it comes to Dalits, Ambedkar Dalits, it has no relevance. So what is the relevance? For others, for Hindus, it is a relevance. Annihilation of caste is very much relevant even today for Hindus. But for Ambedkarites, annihilation of caste is, if you read Ambedkar, annihilation of caste in the context of 1936 India, then it is not a relevant to Ambedkarites. So what is the relevant then? You need to read, Ambedkarites need to read Annihilation of Caste in the context of India in 1926. So we need to apply Annihilation of Caste of 1936 in the context of Dalits in the Dalit India in 2026. You should read Annihilation of Caste of 1936 in the context of Dalit India in 2026. There comes the KIDK lectures importance. The uniqueness and importance of KIDK Dalit Knowledge Series lecture series is that understanding Ambedkar in the context of Dalit world in the 2026, in the 21st century. That matters. Now show me slides, Mr. Akash. So whatever I have written, the slides, this for this lecture, totally it's my own. I never quoted Ambedkar, but I have taken ideas from Ambedkar's Annihilation of Caste, because I have located ideas of Ambedkar's Annihilation of Caste in the context of Dalits, in the context of Dalit society. So I didn't quote directly from Ambedkar. I have written commentary on Ambedkar's thoughts on organization in the section 11 of the Annihilation of Caste. Now, how could we apply? How could we engage Ambedkar thoughts on organization expressed in the section 11 of the Annihilation of Caste to the present day Dalit organization? That's what I made it. So this is the whole slides are of my own understanding and interpretation of Ambedkar thoughts expressed by Ambedkar in the section 11 of the Annihilation of Caste. Those thoughts I applied not in the context of Hindu society, but in the context of Dalit society. Ambedkar expressed his thoughts about organization in the Annihilation of Caste section 11 in the context of Hindu society. But taking the same ideas of Ambedkar, I applied Ambedkar thoughts on organization expressed in the section 11 of the Annihilation of Caste in the context of the Dalit world. Next. See, why we need organization? Why we need organization? Why we need Dalit organization? We need an organization. Many people start organizations without knowing that what should be done. Ambedkar was very clear. The idea underlying organization is to remove from the mind of the Dalit that timidity and cowardice which is so painfully make him off from the others and which have led him to adopt the low ways of treachery and cunning for protecting himself. If we don't have organization, generally what the Dalits do, they try to face all the problems individually. Many Dalits, they think that they have their own methodology. They have their own individual strategy to face their own problems. They forget that Dalit, being a Dalit, he is a part of a society. He's a social being. He forgets about the fundamental fact that a Dalit is a social being and is a part of a society. He forgets. So he goes out of the Dalit society. He claims himself that, no, I am not a Dalit. I am a human. He'll say that. When you say I am a human, it is like a mixing more water in the milk. More water in the milk. You have a 1 liter 1 liter of milk, 1 liter of pure milk. If you have a 1 liter of pure buffalo milk, to my understanding, buffalo milk is more protein, which has more protein than any milk. Milk of any animal. Buffalo milk is more nutritious than milk of any animal. Dalit, that is the Dalit perspective of milk. Anyhow, coming back to our point, if you have a 1 liter of pure buffalo milk, very thick, creamy, pure buffalo milk, what happens? It's difficult to digest. Then what you do? You mix water. So 1 liter buffalo milk, you may mix at least 25% of water or 30% of water, so that you can have higher amount of milk as well as mixed water, so that you can have a digestion. But if you mix 2 liters of water in the 1 liter of milk, what will happen? What will happen? What will happen?
Water quantity.
There is no milk. There's only water. Milk becomes very less. Suppose, like a same buffalo milk, Dalit is an identity. Dalit is a pure, thick identity, social identity, like a pure, thick buffalo milk. Humanism is another identity. Without humanism, no one can survive. Water. Humanism like a water. Without water, nobody can survive. But when you can't digest pure, thick Dalit identity, you need to mix the humanism. There is no doubt. So how much percentage of humanism you have to mix? 25% of humanism you have to mix. But when you mix 2 liters of humanism in the 1 liter of Dalit identity, what will happen? Suppose you are accepting Dalit identity as a 1 liter of milk, pure buffalo thick milk, and 2 liters of humanism, 2 liters of water you are mixing, what will happen? Dalit identity will be minimized. Humanism will be more. Then what happened? The effect of the Dalit identity, the effect of the pure buffalo milk will be lost. So I don't deny the fact that humanism plays important role in the society. But at the same time, within the human society, you need to have your own social identity. Because when you say humanism, you don't stay in the academic rooms, academic spaces. After all, we are part of a society. What is your social identity? Again, the question comes and stands before you. You need to have a Dalit identity. Who said that Dalit identity is against the humanism? No. You can't digest that thick and pure milk. Like that, you can't digest a thick and pure Dalit identity. You need to have to mix the humanism. Mix it. Who said no? Mix it. Be good with the Shudra, OBCs. Be good with the Adivasis. That's what humanism means. Be good with the even Brahmins. That's a humanism. But your humanism is increased to 100% and the Dalit identity is disappeared, then you will be nowhere. You will be nowhere. That's why we need a strong Dalit organization. See, there are many people in the meeting, in this lecture. There are many OBC Shudras are there. There are many Adivasis are there. So the methodology I am trying to explain here, just because it's a Dalit knowledge lecture series, KIDK is a Karunyakara Institute of Dalit knowledge, I am centralizing the Dalit narrative. But if Adivasis and OBCs want to apply this methodology, wherever I am using the term Dalit, they have to use their own identities. If Shudra is there, use the Shudra identity. Wherever I am using the Dalit identity. If Adivasi is there, use the Adivasi entity. Wherever I am talking with Dalit entity, then you can understand. You can have a clarity. So Ambedkar says that what is the main idea behind the organization? The idea of organization is to remove from the minds of Dalits the timidity and cowardice. If you don't have, see, basically human being always in the survival mode. Human beings knows only two things, either fight or flight. Even like animals, human beings also like animals. The only thing that animals are non-social or humans are social. Animals are non-social animals, biological animals only. Humans are social animals. So being an animal or being a social animal, Dalit knows only two things, fight or flight. Not only that, any human, anyone only knows two things, fight or flight. Fight means you are fighting with the problem, you are fighting with your adversary, you are fighting with your enemy, you are fighting with your opponent. Flight means when you find threat, strong, serious threat, when it comes to your survival, no longer you are able to fight with your adversary, no longer you are able to fight with your enemy, no longer you are able, when you realize that your enemy is very, very strong and powerful, then you have to do what you have to do. Generally, what humans do, what Dalits has to do, what anyone has to do, flight. That's what Gramsci said. If you want to go back 2 steps back, go 2 steps back to come forward 1 step. When you find your enemy is stronger, go back, step back, step 2 steps back. Make 2 steps back to protect yourself, to prepare yourself. Getting two steps backward doesn't mean you are accepting the defeat. It is a strategy to prepare yourself more stronger, to go 1 step ahead. So Ambedkar says that why we need Dalit organization. We need a Dalit organization to remove this timidness and cowardice in the minds of Dalit. In the minds of Dalit. That should be the organization's motive. Why we need to remove the timidness and cowardice in the mind of the Dalit? Because Dalit tries to fight all his problems by alone. He thinks that he is not a part of Dalit society. See, you may be having your personal problems. Of course, you have to fight your personal problems alone. You have to face pain. If you get if you get an accident on the road, people come and see you in the hospital, but you have to face the pain. You have to experience your own pain. But there are social problems because you are not alone. You are not individual. You are a part of collective Dalit consciousness. You are facing problems not because of your Akash, you are Shashikant, or you are Vijay Kumbre, or Naresh Kumar Sahu, or Kishore Kumar, or whoever may be. Not because of your so-and-so, you are because of your society you are facing the problems. Then your fight also should be through society. You are having a social problems because of whether you accept it or not. You are born into that particular society, Dalit society. When you are facing problems being a Dalit, then you have to challenge the problem being a Dalit only. Not by being non-Dalit. Some people think that by escaping from the Dalit identity, they can challenge the problems. They can escape from the problems. No. This escape is cowardice. is your timid character makes you to escape from the problems. You have to face the Dalit problems by being a part of Dalit society only. Next, one more. So when you become a timid and cowardice, what will happen? What will happen? Dalits develop different low-level strategies. What are these low-level strategies? Treachery, cunning, to protect himself. Once Dalit decides that he is not a Dalit, he is nothing to do with the Dalit society. He wants to face all his problems by himself. What will happen? He will become selfish. He will become selfish, and he goes and touches the feet of non-Dalits. Whoever in the power, he will touch the feet of them. He want to grow by himself, not that he wants to grow himself through the society. No, through the Dalit society. No, he wants to grow by himself and nothing to do with the Dalit society. Why he does? Because he is a timid and coward. That's why. Because of his timidness and coward character, what kind of strategy he adopts, what kind of way of life he adopts, his way of life he develops such a way of life where he adapts strategies of like treachery, backstabbing the Dalits, pulling the legs of Dalits. You might have heard many times, Dalits only backstab the Dalits. Dalits only pull the legs of the Dalits. A Dalit doesn't allow another Dalit to grow. Why it is so? Yes, it's a fact. It's a fact that one Dalit doesn't allow another Dalit to grow. It's a fact. Because there is no Dalit consciousness. So absence of Dalit consciousness means absence of Dalit organization. Without organization, a person individually wants to fight because there is no organization. So individually try to fight. When individually tries to fight, he will become a timid. He will be having a timid personality and very coward. He becomes a coward. Because of being a timid and coward, what he develops, what he employs, what kind of life he lives. He lives a life of treachery. Treachery means backstabbing. Means he is good with the publicly, he is with your good friend. But when time comes, he will destroy you. He adopts the cunningness. He will become a cunning. See what is written in the slide very clearly. Ambedkar wrote. It's an Ambedkar statement. This statement is Ambedkar statement. The idea of underlying organization is to remove from the mind of the Dalit. There, he didn't say Dalit. He was talking about all these things in the context of Hindu society, Hindu organization. But that is not useful to us today. It was written in 1936. I am applying the same argument in the Dalit context. Now, so from the mind of Dalit, that timidity and cowardice, which is so painfully make him off from the others and which have led him to adopt the low ways of treachery and cunning for protecting himself. A Dalit become a cunning fellow to protect his own interest. To protect his own interest, he'll become a cunning, and what he does, he will destroy the other Dalits, fellow Dalit beings' life and career. Look at BSP, what happened in the Bahujan Samaj Party. Whenever any Dalit leader comes out of the Bahujan Samaj Party, he always accuse the leadership of the Dalit Samaj Party. If you people remember, whenever any Dalit leader went out of the Bahujan Samaj Party and joined some other party, what he does, he accused the Behan Mayawati ji that she is taking money, selling the tickets, and she is very authoritative. What is the blah 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 blah, whatever he likes, he says. He can see, if he wants, he can get away from the party and happily join in some other party. But he does all these things. Why? On the instructions of the non-Dalits, he has to say all this. Why? Because he's a coward. He's a timid. He has no character. He's a selfish. That's why he becomes a cunning. How a Dalit become a cunning person? When Dalit has a character of timid and coward. When Dalit is a timid and coward, he becomes a cunning. Ambedkar says that to remove the timidness and cowardice in the mind of the Dalit, you need an organization. If you have an organization, Dalit organization, and Dalit cannot have a timid and cowardice, Dalit cannot become a timid and coward. If he doesn't become a timid and coward, naturally he will not be a cunning person. If any Dalit is saying that I will fight the world by myself, understand that that person is a timid and coward person, and that's why he is a cunning. Dalit should be a part of a Dalit organization. You can have your own political organization. You can be a Congressee. You can be a join BJP. You can be in Aam Aadmi Party. You can be in a Bahujana Samaj Party. You can be in a RPI. That's your political interest. Even Ambedkar joined. Though Ambedkar didn't join a Congress government, he joined Congress government. Ambedkar didn't join a Congress party, but he joined the Congress government. Ambedkar was a part of Constituent Assembly because of the Congress people. So we can't deny the historical facts. But many people join different political parties and they will become a anti-Ambedkar, anti-Dalit. By being a Dalit, they work against the Dalits. Why? Because they're trying to, because there is no Dalit social organization. Look at the RSS. RSS is a Brahmin social organization. Any RSS Brahmin can join Congress. Any RSS Brahmin can join BJP. For RSS Brahmin, BJP is the first preference. It doesn't mean that he will not join in the Congress. He will join. But he is very confident because there is his social organization which will come and rescue him. There are many communist Brahmins who joined RSS and become vice chancellors in different universities. My voice is not coming properly.
Your
Fine.
voice is coming, sir.
What I'm trying to say that in the absence of Dalit organization, Dalit tries to fight all his problems individually. When he tries to fight all his problems individually, what will happen? He cannot fight. That's a fact. Because problems are social. Problems are social. From the social problems only your political problems takes birth. From the social problems only your academic problems takes birth. From the social problems only your cultural problems takes birth. Social, that's what Ambedkar, Annihilation of Caste, throughout the book, in every section, Ambedkar was talking about the social reform, social capital, because social is the foundation. That is the primary. That is the basic structure. Society is the basic structure. Political is not a basic structure. Society is the basic structure. Social is the basic structure on which there is a political framework, academic framework, different frameworks. So Ambedkar says that. So look at Dalits today. Dalits have a political parties. Dalits have a business, but Dalits are totally failed in the fundamental organization, that is Dalit social organization. Dalits have no social capital, but Dalits are trying to build a political capital. Dalits are trying to build a business capital. Today, Dalit organization is very weak. Dalit polity is very weak. Dalit economics is very weak. Dalit society is very weak because Dalits didn't listen to Ambedkar seriously. Next. Now look. If Dalit organization doesn't remove timidity and cowardice from the minds of Dalit, he will become Chamcha. Kanshiram Saab wrote one book, Chamcha Yug. Chamcha is a Hindi word. In English, Chamcha means spoon. Spoon, anybody can have a spoon and use it whichever way you want. So Dalits become only spoons in the hands of others. I am trying to explain that why a person become a Chamcha. Why a person becomes Chamcha? Because there is no organization, no social organization. Kanshiram Saab created political organization. And he was successful because of the Ambedkar created social revolution. But everything has its own expiry date. No, we need to reinvent the social movement. We need to reconstruct the Dalit society for the future politics, Dalit politics, for the future Dalit politics, for the future Dalit financial power. What we have to do right now, we need to reconstruct Dalit society. A strong Dalit, a liberal, vibrant, dynamic Dalit society with a liberal attitude. So why Dalits become chamchas, spoons? It's because of timidity, cowardice. Why Dalits become timid and coward? Because there is no organization. If Dalits become timid and coward, what will happen? If Dalit has a timidness, his personality is he's having timidity and cowardice, he will become a cunning. He will become a cunning. Have you ever heard any RSS guy is going against the RSS? Even if any person is going against the RSS, if any person, RSS person, going against the RSS, it happened to be, very interestingly, only Dalits. His name is some Meghwale. He's a Dalit guy in the RSS. He went against the RSS. But can you find any one Brahmin, RSS Pracharak, went against the RSS? Today we don't have. That is the reason why when a Dalit leaves a BSP, he accuses Mayawati. Because there is no, he is associated with Mayawati as a political association. There is no social capital between the leaders, BSP Dalit leaders and behind Mayawati ji. There is no social relationship. Whatever relationship exists is a political. Because of that reason, whenever a Dalit leader goes out of the Bahujan Samaj Party, he accuses behind Mayawati ji. There is no social bondage between them, only political bondage. Why it is so? Because there is no social organization. Where is the Dalit social organization? That is the reason Dalits become chamchas. Because Dalits want to fight alone. Dalit needs to derive his strength from the Dalit organization, and his strength makes him brave and fearless. If you have a Dalit social organization, then Dalit becomes a brave and fearless. He will not be a timid and coward. If he is a timid and coward, so he will become a cunning. If he is a brave and courageous, he will become wise. So you want to create a cunning Dalits or you want to create a wise Dalits? If you want to create a wise Dalits, you need to have an organization, Dalit social organization. If you don't have Dalit social organization, Dalit tries to fight all his problems individually, not collectively, because there is no social organization. There is no credible Dalit social organization in India. Because of that reason, Dalit, being a student, being a politician, being a professor, being a doctor, being a lawyer, being whatever it may be, he fights all his problems all alone. BOMSF was an employees organization. Bahujan Samaj Party is a political organization. DICKI, Dalit Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, It is an economic organization. Where is Dalit social organization? My question is that. A credible Dalit social organization. KIDK is a credible economic organization of Dalits. BSP is a credible political organization of Dalits. Where is the foundation? That is social organization. Without foundation, you are doing politics. Without foundation, you are doing business. Thanks to Ambedkar, he constructed a Dalit society. He brought a social revolution. Because of that, Bahujan Samaj Party, KIDK able to emerge out of that. But you need to reinvent. Every generation need to reinvent. We can't sit and sleep that Ambedkar did. Ambedkar said. We can't sit and keep quiet. This Annihilation of Caste written in 1936. If I teach that Annihilation of Caste of 1936, you will get a bore. It will be a bore. I mean, you don't even associate yourself emotionally to my lecture. Because many things said, though it is irrelevant, but you have to apply those ideas in the Dalit context, which I am trying to do in the 2026, after 90 years of writing this Annihilation of Caste. Now, could anyone read? No, I'll read. Mental strength doesn't come from physical strength, diet or drill. Generally, people think that we like RSS, no, they conduct drill. The morning they go, RSS people do in the Shaka, they conduct a drill. And they tell that what should be eaten, what kind of food should be eaten, what kind of drilling. So to maintain the physical strength. Ambedkar was very clear. By being a physical strength, even if you are stronger, say for example, Salman Khan, very strong person. So socially, what is use? What is the other guy name? His name, I don't remember. What is that? One movie is there, Kaho Na Pyar. What's that hero of that? That.
Hrithik Roshan, sir.
I don't know what is his name. Anybody could message me his name. Because I can't get your voice. So that when that guy became in that movie, first movie, his Hrithik Roshan, when his first movie released, Kaho Na Pyar or something like that. So RSS people celebrated him as a Hindu hero. Portraying and making him against the Salman Khan as a Muslim hero. Some Hindus, talk like that. Both of them having very good physique. But Ambedkar says that physical strength is not useful for the society. So Dalits also, many Dalits also, they conduct some drills. They start some organization. They give the cricket bats to Dalits to play cricket. Many Dalit organizations, the villages, they conduct the sports. Sports also. There is one Adivasi organization in the RV. This recently, Dr. Kiran Kumbre was telling me, she was invited as a chief guest to inaugurate that sports, Adivasi sports in that village. So you can have Adivasi sports. You can build, like a Salman Khan or Hrithik Roshan, every Dalit can build up their muscles. Then what is the use? Ambedkar says that mental strength is important, not the physical appearance or physical strength. Mental strength doesn't come from the physical strength or diet or drill. Dalit strength arises out of the feeling that all Dalits will come to the rescue of a Dalit when he is in danger, and that all Dalits will rush to save a Dalit if he is attacked. The organization should create that feeling. Why we need organization? Why we need a Dalit organization? Because when you have a Dalit organization, Dalit social organization I'm talking, not a political, not a business. When you have a Dalit social organization, if a weak Dalit also, weak person, if nobody can touch him, you know why? If anybody touch a weak, physically weak personality, physically weak Dalit, if anybody touch, nobody can dare to touch a weak, physically weak Dalit. Why? Because Dalit organization is with him. Our Dalit organization should create a feeling in every Dalit that Dalits will come, Dalit organization will come to the rescue of a Dalit when he is in a danger, when he is attacked by others. Today what happened? If BSP Dalit guy is attacked, RPA Dalit guy doesn't go him and rescue him. If a Buddhist Dalit guy is attacked, Hindu Dalit guy doesn't go him. If Chamar Dalit guy is attacked, Mahar Dalit guy doesn't go to rescue him. Why? Because there is no Dalit social organization. There are Dalit Buddhist organizations. There are Dalit political organizations. There are Dalit economic organizations. But there is no Dalit social organization. What happened? The result is that if Dalit is attacked, nobody is there to rescue him. If Chamar Dalits are attacked in UP, only Chamars have to fight for him. If Mahar Dalit is attacked in Maharashtra, only Mahars have to fight for him. Because there is no Dalit social organization. There are Chamar organizations, there are Mahar organizations, there are Buddhist organizations, there are Hindu organizations. But there is no Dalit organization. If you want, if any Dalit is attacked, if you want a Dalits from Kashmir to Kanyakumari to come to rescue of that Dalit, then there is need of a Dalit social organization. That's what Ambedkar is talking about. Next. Dalit cannot derive mental strength from the Dalit organization because Dalit organization is not strong. Even if there are some Dalit organizations, Dalits are not deriving Dalits are not deriving any mental strength. Why? Because those organizations are very small. They don't have capacity. Without strong mind, Dalit cannot fight against injustice. Can you fight against injustice without strong mind? Even if you are looking like a Salman Khan or Shahrukh Khan and Hrithik Roshan, you cannot fight against the injustice. Look at the many celebrities. Akshay Kumar, Salman Khan, Shahrukh Khan, Hrithik Roshan, Sanjay Dutt, these are all he-men in the Bollywood. But when it comes to social justice issues, nobody speak. They are simply quiet. Why? Because mentally you need to be strong to question the social injustice. Without strong mind, the Dalit cannot fight against injustice. Dalit becomes selfish. Why Dalit? There are many selfish Dalits. You could find there are majority Dalits are selfish. Why? Because there is no strong Dalit social organization. So this selfishness is there. It's a social phenomena. It's a social trait. If you want to remove the selfishness, if you want to remove the cunningness in the minds of Dalit, you need to create Dalit consciousness, Dalit unity. For that, you need Dalit organization. So Dalit becomes selfish because he is timid and coward. He is timid and coward because he has no strong organization. A strong Dalit means not a physical strength, but mentally strong Dalit. A strong Dalit mind means a strong Dalit organization. A strong Dalit mind means, if you say that you are a strong Dalit, it means you are a part of Dalit organization. You cannot be a strong Dalit by being in some political organization. Even if you are in a BSP party, even if you are a Dalit in the BSP, there is no difference between you and a Dalit in the Congress. There may be some difference in the commitment. But you cannot unite a society because you are dividing the society in the name of the politics. A BSP Dalit politician politically divides the Dalit society. A Congress Dalit politician also politically divides the Dalit society. A Buddhist Dalit divides the Dalit society in the name of the religion. A Christian Dalit divides the Dalit society in the name of the religion. A Hindu Dalit divides the Dalit society in the name of the religion. So, Dalit politician divides the Dalit society in the name of the politics. Dalit religious fundamentalist. There are Dalit Buddhist fundamentalists are there, religious fundamentalists. There are Dalit Christian religious fundamentalists are there. There are Dalit Hindu religious fundamentalists are there. These religious fundamentalists, they divide Dalit society in the name of the Dalit, in the name of the religion. So all these people are, there is a potential cowards and timids, and they become selfish and cunning because there is an absence of a strong Dalit social organization. Look at the RSS. RSS is a strong Brahmin social organization. Many RSS people join, many RSS Brahmins join in Congress, many RSS Brahmins join in BJP, many RSS Brahmins join in the communists, many RSS Brahmins there in the Buddhism, many RSS Brahmins there in the Hinduism, many RSS Brahmins are there in the Christianity. But they're all having one voice because their organization is RSS, which is a social organization. So Dalits are there everywhere without a foundation. Dalits are constructing a house of their own without constructing the Dalit house. So individual houses, individual careers can be anytime destroyed by the enemy if you don't have your own house called Dalit social organization. Yeah, next. When the Dalit organization is strong, the Dalit becomes courageous and confident. Without a strong organization, the Dalit can derive no such strength. He cannot feel assured that his fellows will come to his help. Being one and fated to be alone, he remains powerless, develops timidity and cowardness, and in a fight surrenders and runs away. Why Dalits are surrendering to the powerful people? Why? Because they don't have Dalit social organization. He is trying to fight himself throughout his life because he knows no Dalit is going to help him. No Dalit comes and help him. He has to fight his own battle alone. This is the main reason Dalit becomes timid and coward. Once he becomes timid and coward, then he becomes cunning. And because he becomes more and more selfish. This is the main reason why chemchas, spoons are there in the Dalit society. This is the main reason why a Dalit surrenders to powerful people, powerful non-Dalits. When the Dalit organization is strong, the Dalit becomes courageous and confident person. The Dalit stands fearless and gives battle because he knows that though one, he will not be alone. Even if you are one, you are not alone because there is a Dalit organization behind you. From Jammu Kashmir to Kanyakumari, all Dalits will unite you and support you. If you have a Dalit organization, social organization, the presence of this belief in the one helps him to hold. The presence of this belief in the one helps him to hold out, and the absence of it in the other makes him to give away. If you don't have organization, a Dalit surrenders himself to others. He becomes timid and cunning. If there is a Dalit organization, Dalit derives a strength, mental strength, socially becomes strong, and he is a courageous and confident. He can fight with the powerful non-Dalits because he has a trust in the Dalit society. If anything happened to him, his family, his children, his career, whole Dalit society will take care of him. That feeling of owning the Dalit society makes the Dalit more stronger and confident and courageous. Then chamchas will disappear from the Dalit society. By simply saying that he is a chamcha, that Dalit is a chamcha, just because of he joined in some political party, that Dalit is a chamcha, just because he is going to Hindu temple, it's not going to work. By accusing, abusing, fingering it out, it's not a solution. These are the facts. How long you want to say that so-and-so is Ambedkar, still he is going to Hindu temple? Yes, he goes to Hindu temple. That's a fact. There are many Dalits go to Hindu temple and they are not allowed to the Hindu temple. They are thrown out of the temples. Even then they want to go to Hindu temple. By repeating again and again these facts, problem is not going to solve. You need to have a strong organization. Why these things? Why they are going to Hindu temples again and again? Though they are thrown out of the Hindu temple, still they are going to Hindu temples. Why? There are many political parties, they misuse and throw out Dalit leaders. There are many political parties. The political parties, they use the Dalit leaders, they misuse the Dalit leaders and throw them out. Still Dalits are going to same political parties. Why? They are going to the same temples where they are thrown out. They are going to the same political parties where they are thrown out. Why? Because where they can go, there is no Dalit social organization where they can go. See, you are a Buddhist or a Christian or a Hindu, that is a secondary. You are a Congressy Dalit or BSP Dalit or RPA Dalit, that is a secondary. The primary foundational thing is that you are a social organization, your social identity, your social capital. Even if you are a millionaire or billionaire, you are a member of Dicky, you are a great businessman in India. It doesn't matter. You are a great politician, you are a chief minister or any minister. It doesn't matter. What matters is ultimately the primary identity, the foundational strength. That is your Dalit society. That is the strength of your Dalit society. Without reconstructing your Dalit society, without creating a Dalit social capital, your political capital, your economic capital, your religious capital, anything for that matter will be collapsed one day. You will become a weak. You will be used and thrown out from their own organizations, from their own temples, from their own business organizations, for the simple reason that there is nobody to support you. You are supported by those people who want to use you and throw you out whenever they want. It is so because you don't have your own home. Your own home is your Dalit society. Without constructing the Dalit society, even if you become a Buddhist, it doesn't matter much. Even if you become a Christian, it doesn't matter much. Instead, these religious identities divide the Dalit society. You be a Buddhist, you be a Christian, you be a Hindu, or whatever you like. Religion is Ambedkar claimed that he is converting from Hinduism to Buddhism. It means that what? Religion can be changed anytime. That's the meaning. Yesterday you are Buddhist, yesterday you are Hindu, today you are Buddhist, tomorrow again you may be Hindu or Christian, or may not. You remain to be Buddhist also. Some Christians are becoming Buddhist, some Christians are becoming Buddhist, some Buddhists are becoming Christian, some Hindus are becoming a Buddhist, some Buddhists are becoming Hindu. So this religion changes happen throughout the history. It happened. irrespective of whatever the rules you make. No conversion, no conversion, no conversion. Religious conversion is a human instinct. It is based on human instinct. That's why Ambedkar converted to Buddhism. That's why Constitution of India, it allows the religious conversion. All the rules they are making, anti-conversion rules, are what they say, that there should not be a forceful conversion. But Constitution of India allows religious conversion. Otherwise, Ambedkar converted to Buddhism becomes illegal, no? But that's not illegal, that's illegal, because Constitution of India allows him. 1956, Ambedkar embraced Buddhism. Constitution of India came to existence in 1950. So what does it mean? Was Ambedkar's conversion to Buddhism illegal? No, it's illegal, because Constitution of India allows religious conversion. Any Indian can convert to any religion. That's what Constitution of India gives, religious freedom. So my point is here is that any religious identity is not a basic identity. That's what I'm trying to say. It's a convertible identity. A rupee can be converted into dollar. A dollar can be converted into rupee. Same way, a religious identity also can be converted into anything as per your wish. You can be a Buddhist today. You can be a Hindu tomorrow. You can be a Christian tomorrow. A Christian today, tomorrow he can be a Hindu or a Buddhist tomorrow. These are all conversion. No, there's a convertibility in identity, this religious entity. For that you are dying. This is unfortunate. You should not die for your religious identity. If you are believing that your religion is really a strong religion, good religion, then you propagate it. Constitution of India gives that freedom for you to propagate. Go to Dalits, propagate your religion, telling the Dalits that they should become a Buddhist. You are not doing that. Instead, you are saying that no, so and so is Ambedkar, he is going to temple. So and so is a Dalit, he is going to temple. That's not the right approach. That's a fact you are expressing. Fact is fine. But you are making it as an issue. No, it's a fact everywhere there. Throughout this history, we can find such a fact. And in the future also, we can find such a facts. What should be the solution? The solution is that without the basis of religious identity, because religious identities are convertible identities. Political identities are also convertible identities. Today you are a BSP leader, Dalit leader. Tomorrow you are Congress Dalit leader. Today you are a Aam Aadmi Party Dalit leader. Tomorrow you are a BSP Dalit leader. Does BSP stop you to join from Congress? No. BSP leadership allows any Congress people to join the BSP. So who said that BSP doesn't allow other party people not to join? Bahujan Samaj Party allows anyone to join their party. What does it mean? It means that political identity is a convertible identity, like a dollar and rupee. So you are dying, you are fighting and dying for the such identities which are convertible. It's a uselessness. It's a foolishness. Don't die for political identities. Don't die for the religious identities. These are all convertible identities. Anytime anybody can convert to different identity. What matters is your social identity. Caste is a social identity. If you want to destroy a caste, you have to replace the caste with another social identity. That's a racial identity. Dalit is a racial identity. This is my philosophy, my thought. I'm again and again repeating that. This thought is my own. Whatever I'm expressing today, I'm taking the basic ideas from Ambedkar, applying my own way to the present day Dalit context. Anyhow, when the Dalit organization is strong, the Dalit becomes courageous and confident person. The Dalit stands fearless and gives battle because he knows that though one, he will not be alone. The presence of this belief in the one helps him to hold out, and the absence of it in the other makes him to give away. Next. Yeah. Dalit way of life is the associated mode of life. Look, what is the Dalit way of life? What should be the Dalit way of life? Dalit way of life is associated mode of life. Only Dalit organization can create associated mode of living of the Dalit race, because organization creates unity among the Dalits. Dalit way of life is the associated mode of life. I will explain in later. I will explain what is the meaning of associated mode of life. Only Dalit organization. How can you create an associated mode of life within the Dalit race? How can you create? By organizing the Dalit society. Only Dalit. See here, Dalit organization doesn't mean having a 7 people and registering in the Societies Act. That's not the meaning. My meaning is that Dalit organization means reorganizing the Dalit society. Feeling of Dalit oneness, Dalit consciousness from Jammu Kashmir to the Kanyakumari. Only Dalit organization can create associated mode of living of the Dalit race, because organization creates unity among the Dalits. The associated mode of Dalit life produces fellow feeling. What is the meaning of the associated mode of Dalit life? I tell you. Chamar community has all the Chamars has big bungalows, cars, television, AC. Same way all Mahars also has, the Mahars community also has bungalows. Same like Chamar community. Chamar community in Uttar Pradesh, for example, has all big buildings, TV, bungalow, TV, air conditioned cars. Mahar community in Chamar Dal is having all big, rich, very rich and wealthy. Same way, Mahar community in Maharashtra also have very rich and wealthy. They are also having big bungalows, big cars, big TVs, air conditions. That means Chamar Dalits and Mahar Dalits are equal. That means Chamar Dalits and Mahar Dalits are equal in terms of having bungalows, in terms of having cars, in terms of having wealth, in terms of having AC, TV, everything, in terms of wealth. In terms of possessing wealth, Chamar Dalits and Mahar Dalits are equal, same. It doesn't mean that Chamar Dalit and Mahar Dalit are having associated mode of life. No, they don't have associated mode of life. What is this associated way of life? Associated way of life means sharing the common things. Both of them are commonly, they are wealthy people. Both of them have bungalows, both of them have TVs, both of them are ACs, cars, big cars, Benz cars, BMW cars. All Chamar Dalits in Uttar Pradesh having BMW cars. Or Mahars in Maharashtra having BMW cars. That is, they are equal, but they are not living, they are not leading a associated way of life. Dalit life is associated way of life. How to make Chamar Dalits and Mahar Dalits to have associated way of life? How to make Chamar Dalit and Mahar Dalits to have Dalit way of life? That means associated way of life. It means sharing the common things. If Chamar Dalit shares Mahar Dalit's bungalow, if Chamar Dalit shares Mahar Dalit cars, if Chamar Dalit shares Mahar Dalit's AC, what I'm trying to say that not only material wealth, if Chamar Dalit shares the pain and agony of Mahar Dalit, if Mahar Dalit shares the pain and agony of Chamar Dalit, if Chamar Dalit shares the joy and happiness of Mahar Dalit, if Mahar Dalit shares the joy and happiness of Chamar Dalit, that is called associated way of life. That is called Dalit way of life. Then how do you create this Dalit way of life? How to create this associated Dalit way of life? How to create? Only through the organization. Unless you have Dalit social organization, you cannot create a Dalit social life. And Dalit social life is associated way of living. So to bring Dalit and Chamars, I am taking only two communities, Dalits and Chamars. It doesn't mean that not others. They are representing Chamars and Dalits here, for example, representing all Dalit communities. Understand that way. So how to bring this Chamar Dalits and Mahar Dalits into one associated way of living? By calling them Dalits. By calling them Dalits. Instead of calling yourself Chamar, instead of calling yourself Mahar, to begin with, you call yourself Chamar Dalit, Mahar Dalit. I don't say that immediately you remove Chamar identity. I don't say that immediately you remove Mahar identity. It's not so easy. It's not so easy to just annihilate the caste. Annihilation of caste is a process. So how to annihilation of caste? We have to annihilate the caste within the Dalit race. That's what my whole thesis about this lecture. My whole thesis about this lecture is that how to annihilate the caste within the Dalit race. The associated mode of Dalit life produces fellow feeling. If you are sharing with each other, if Dalits, if Mahars and Chamars feeling that they are Dalits, then they what they do? They have a fellow feeling. Arey, this Chamar also, though I am a Mahar, he is a Chamar. Still, Chamar is my own brother because he is a Dalit. I am a Chamar, he is a Mahar. Still, that Mahar is my own brother because he is a Dalit. That fellow feeling you can create only through the Dalit brotherhood, only through the Dalit consciousness. That can be created only by Dalit social organization. If it is a religious organization, you are dividing Dalits. You are emphasizing on the religious identity, you are dividing Dalit society. You are emphasizing on the political identity, you are dividing the Dalit society. That's why I am giving more importance to Dalit social capital, because annihilation of caste totally it related to social revolution, social capital, reconstruction of social life. Conversion to Buddhism comes as secondary. Many Ambedkarites know they give primary importance to conversion to Buddhism. First, you convert to Dalit consciousness. Your conversion should be through the without social capital. How can you have a political capital, economic capital, religious capital? First, you become a Dalit. Convert yourself to Dalit. You are born as a Dalit, but you have not been not living a Dalit way of life. Dalit way of life. You are a Chamar. You are a Buddhist. You are a Mahar. You are a Buddhist, and you are a very rich person. It means, and you are a politician also. It means you have a political identity, you have a financial identity, you have a religious identity, everything you have. But your social identity is a caste, and based on caste, you cannot construct anything. That's what Ambedkar said. Still, you are dying for your Chamar identity. You are dying for your Mahar identity. It's deadly against the Ambedkar thesis, and you call yourself as Ambedkarite because you converted to Buddhism. It's a foolishness. Conversion to any religion is not going to construct your social capital. It will construct your religious capital only. But the basis is that foundation of the life is social capital, not the religious one. I said no. Religion, anytime you can change your it's a convertibility is there in your identity. But Dalit identity, there is no convertibility. And being a social being, you need to have a social identity. If you have a caste as a social entity, that is going to ruin you. If you have a race as a social entity, that is going to strengthen you. That is the Dalit identity. There is no fellow feeling among the Dalits without organizing themselves. Without organizing yourself, without organizing Dalits, there is no Dalit feeling. The Dalit organization provides a social cement. See, here Ambedkar uses a new concept called social cement, which I applied within for the Dalit society. The social cement concept, which I am talking here, taken from the Ambedkar's Annihilation of Caste, section 11, where he used for the Hindu society. Here I am trying to use for the Dalit society. Dalit organization provides social cement which creates a Dalit brotherhood. Without organization, there is no social cement. And without social cement, one Dalit does not regard another Dalit as his brother. One Dalit is equal to 1 lakh Dalits only when there is a Dalit fraternity. Dalit social cement is Dalit fraternity. How to create Dalit social cement? You know, cement. What is the why cement is used? Cement is used to construct buildings. Not a simple one-story building, huge buildings also, towers, long, tallest towers also, anything, any construction that requires cement. That's a physical material construction. But if you want to build a society, you need to have also cement. What kind of cement? Social cement. To construct a huge building, everybody wants to build their own house. Am I right or not? Everyone desires to have their own house. Am I right or not? So house is built with a cement. We want our own house, personal house, but we don't want our social house. How foolish it is. Everybody wants to construct their own house. Everybody want to have their own house. They want to live in their own house. That's a personal houses. That's a personal house constructed with a cement. But there is a need of a social house. And social house is Dalit society. It can be constructed only on the basis of Dalit social cement. Dalit society be constructed with a Dalit social cement. So social cement is very important. With the social cement, what will happen? Dalit organization provides. If you start an organization, Dalit organization provides a social cement. Without organization, there is no social cement. And without social cement, you cannot. To start a Dalit organization first. Then slowly it creates a Dalit house, social house. So social cement bonds, Chamar Dalits and Chamars and Mahars, how they become a one? By being a Dalit. By calling themselves Chamar Dalit, Mahar Dalits. So through this lecture, I urge all Chamars and Mahars and all non-Chamars and non-Mahars of the Dalit community use to begin with to destroy the caste within the Dalit society, within the Dalit race. We can't make a long jump. Overnight, we can't achieve the annihilation of caste. To begin with, the first step is use the Dalit word along with your caste word. You are a Chamar, use the Chamar Dalit. It means your caste is a Chamar, your race is a Dalit. Call yourself Mahar Dalit. Your caste is Mahar, your race is Dalit. So over the period of time, what happened? Slowly, this Chamar and Mahar identities will become weakened. It will be this caste identities will be weakened by the dominance of the race identity. Why? Because race identity is a all over India identity. It's a national level identity. Caste identity is a regional identity. That's why race certainly going to dominate the caste identity. Dalit identity is certainly going to dominate the Chamar and Mahar identities. Directly, if we say that we should not use the Chamar, we should not be a Mahar, we should be call ourselves Dalit, then we are habitual. We are habitual of using caste identities. Suddenly, we can't change our attitude, our mentality. So we must be very practical in our strategy. Even though your ideology is very strong, if you don't have a practical strategy, you will be a failure. The strong practical strategy is that to introduce the Dalit entity along with the caste entity. For the period of time, I am sure 100% that Dalit entity will overtake totally on the caste entity and destroy the caste, annihilate the caste totally from the Dalit race. For that, we need to have a Dalit organization which provides social cement, creates the Dalit brotherhood. Without organization, there is no social cement, and without social cement, one Dalit does not regard another Dalit as his brother. One Dalit is equal to 1 lakh Dalits. Today, one Dalit is equal to not even a Dalit. He'll say that no, bhaiya, I don't want to be a Dalit. If I say Dalit, I will be targeted. I will be humiliated. That's why I don't want to say Dalit. I pretend to be, I am not a Dalit. People are having that mindset today. Why? What we do, we keep on accusing them. He hides his caste. He hides his Dalit identity. We accuse them. Accusations are not going to solve problem. Accusation only tells the fact. How long you repeat the facts? Find out the solution. The solution is that we need to create a Dalit brotherhood. When the Dalit feels that he is equal to 1 lakh Dalits, if anybody attacking him, he is not alone. 1 lakh Dalit will come to support him. Then what happened? He will stand very confidently and courageously and face the challenges created by even strongest, powerful non-Dalits. So 1 Dalit is equal to 1 lakh Dalits only when there is a Dalit fraternity. Dalit social cement is Dalit fraternity. Next. Why there is no social cement among the Dalits? Why there is no feeling of Dalit fraternity? Why there is no Dalit brotherhood? Why there are many Dalits fighting alone without support of Dalit community? Why there is no strong Dalit Why there is no strong Dalit organization at all India level? Why Dalit voice is fragmented at national or international level? Answer to all these questions is caste. So long as caste remains, there will be no strong Dalit organization at national level, and so long as there is a no Dalit organization at national level, the Dalit will remain weak and meek. Today Dalits are weak and meek. They have become a coward and timid. That's why they have become cunning, and that's why they are selfish. Why? Because there is a caste within the Dalit organization, within the Dalit society. You have to reconstruct totally Dalit society. To reconstruct Dalit society, there is a need to create Dalit brotherhood. To create a Dalit brotherhood, there must be a associated way of life. This is what Dalit way of life. Dalit way of life means sharing the pains and agony and joy, both merits and demerits, both pain as well as joy. Among the Dalits, different castes of the Dalits, Chamars to share pain and joy of the Mahars, Mahars to share pain and joy of the Chamars, Mahars to share pain and joy of the Matang, Chamars to share pain and joy of the Pasi, Mala, Madiga sharing with each other their pains and joy. But if you think that I am a Chamar, he is a Mahar, he is a Pasi, he is a Matang, he is a Mala, he is a Madiga. Ambedkar was very clear. Based on caste, you cannot construct anything. So you want to live in the foolish paradise that being a Chamar or Mahar, Mala or Madiga or Matang or Pasi, you want to construct something. You will become a strong. That's a foolishness. If it is true, by now you would have been a strong. Because caste has not come today. Caste is there for all along in the history. Then even then, why you are not strong? Because based on the caste, you cannot construct anything. You cannot become strong. So we need to destroy the caste within the Dalit society. Because as long as caste remains in the Dalit society, there will be no strong Dalit society. There will be no strong Dalit organization. As long as there is no Dalit organization, it means organization means society. Organization doesn't mean if few people join together making an organization. Here organization means society, organizing Dalit into a society. That's the organization means. What I mean Dalit organization, I mean to say that organizing the Dalit into a society. Organizing the Dalits into a Dalit society, because Dalits are divided into different castes. Dalits are divided into different religions. Dalits are divided into different language speaking people. Dalits are divided into different political parties, affiliations, party affiliations, religious affiliations, caste affiliations, rich and poor. There are rich Dalits and poor Dalits. And communists will come to you, Marxists will come to you and say that, you see, your own Dalit is very rich. The rich people will not, we have to fight against rich people. So all the poor Dalits will fight against the rich Dalits. Why it's happening, all these things? Buddhists fight against the Christians. Buddhist Christians fight against the Hindus. I'm talking about Dalits. Buddhist Dalits fight against the Christian Dalits. And Buddhist Dalits and Christian Dalits fight against the Hindu Dalits. BSP Dalits fight against the Congress Dalits. Dalits fight against the BSP Dalits. Rich Dalits fight against the poor Dalits. Poor Dalits fight against the rich Dalits. Why it's happening? Because of this division, Dalits are fighting their own lonely battle. Because of fighting their own lonely battle, they are becoming selfish. They are becoming coward, timid, and they are becoming cunning. This is the main reason why there are chamchas in the Dalit society. So we have to address the problem at root level. Not by just fingering out so-and-so going to temples, so-and-so going joining the Congress party or BJP. Problem is not going to solve. By repeating the facts, problem is not going to solve. We have to find the solution. The solution is that we need to create basic capital, fundamental capital, that is social capital. We have to create our own social organization by creating the Dalit associated way of life, sharing each other, organize the conferences, organize the meetings. You know why? When I started PDP, Pavitra Dalit Parivar, we used to have regularly food festivals. We used to have regularly Dalit food festivals. There we used to have a mutton biryani, chicken biryani. Why? Because there is a saying, one who eats together lives together. If you eat together, you live together. Associated way of life, Dalit way of life means eating together. The first thing is that you start your caste name along with the race name. Call yourself Chamar Dalit, Mahar Dalit. Tell others also to call Mala Dalit, Madhya Dalit, Matang Dalit, Pasi Dalit. That's number one. Number two, arrange the food festivals. There must be a food eating festivals between the Chamars and Pasis, Mahars and Matangs, Malas and Madhigas, Parayas and Pallans in Tamil Nadu. So we need to have regional level food festival, then national level food festival. Invite the Chamars from the UP, Mahars from the Maharashtra, Mala Madhigas from the AP, Parayapallan from the Tamil Nadu. Invite all these people. Have food festival somewhere. That's a national level food festival. Regional food festival between Chamars and Pasis, Bangis. National level festival, Mahars and regional level food festival between the Mahars and Matangs, Mala Madhigas, Parayapallan. These are all regional level food festivals, Dalit food festivals. National level Dalit food festival means all these people coming to national level. Means Chamar having food with the Mahars, Mahars having food with the Chamars, Matangs having the food with the Pasis, Pasis having the food with the Mahars. It's like that. Mixing all. That's a Dalit national food festivals. Food festival doesn't mean only eating the chicken, mutton, and something else. You understand? Food festival is interacting, associated way of life. Food festival is the another form of associated way of life, means Dalit way of life. So food festivals are Dalit way of life, part of Dalit way of life, right? So so we need to have a national level Dalit social organization. We have a national level political party, BSP, RPI, or we have a national level political parties like Congress, BJP, where Dalits also there. We have a national level religions, Buddhism, Christianity, Hinduism. Dalits are there, all these religions. But we don't have the national level social organization because we don't have any Dalit society. How foolish we are all these years. Without making our foundation, we are constructing buildings in politics, business, religion. We are constructing houses, but we are not constructing our own house. That's why we are today very weak and meek. We don't find very few Dalits only we can find very strong. Majority Dalits are becoming weak and meek, coward, timid, and cunning, selfish, chamcha. Majority Dalits are like that. Why? Because we don't have foundation. We don't have our own house. And there is nothing wrong about these people. Why Dalits are majority becoming like that? There's nothing wrong. Wrongness is in the Dalit leadership. You are investing your time in politics, business, and religion, but not investing in social. There are no Dalit social leaders at all. Can you name at least single one Dalit social leader who is having a national appearance, national level profile? We don't have. We don't have national level political leaders. We have national level business leaders. National level political leaders like Banji Mayawati, or Maharashtra, and one ministry is there in the BJP is now, right now, RPI leader. Ramdas Atwale is national level political leader, Dalit political leader. And Prakash Ambedkar, the national level Dalit political leader. We have national level Dalit political leaders. In Chennai, Tamil Nadu also, BCK. Can I know his name? I am unable to recall immediately. So he is also national level Dalit political leader. There are, though parties are regional, but having profile of national level Dalit political leadership. Mallikarjun Kharge, he is in Congress, but he is a national level Dalit political leader. Ramnath Kovind, he was from BJP, national level Dalit political leader. How many people are behind him? That doesn't matter. How many people are behind anyone? It doesn't matter. But having a profile of national level Dalit political profile. Politics we are investing a lot in the political, creating the public profiles in the politics. We have a finance, economics also. Dickey, there's a Milind Kamble. He's the chief of the Dickey. He is the national level, economic, national level, financial, Dalit leader, financial leader, Dalit, economic leader. He's a Dalit millionaire. He is a Dalit billionaire. Milind Kamble. We have religious leaders. There are Dalit Christians who have the national level, political, national level religious profile. Dalit Christians are there. Dalit Buddhists are there. National level, Buddhist, profile is there. So we have a religious profile, national level. We have a political profile, national level. We have a financial profile, national level. But give me one name who is a national level, having a national level social profile. We don't have Dalit social leaders at national level because we don't have organization at all. Why it is so? We never thought of reconstructing our Dalit society. Dalit society has been divided like anything. We are fighting like, dogs on the street. If anybody throws something, we all go there and fight among ourselves. Reservation is fighting ourselves. Hindu Dalits and Buddhist Dalits don't want reservation to Christian Dalits. We are fighting. We are fighting. Reservation is the food is thrown on the road. Like dogs are fighting food on the road. We are fighting. Earlier reservation is only meant for the Hindu Dalits. Then all the Dalits fight against the Hindu Dalits. Then Sikh Dalits got. Now Buddhist Dalits, Christian Dalits fight against the Hindu Dalits and Sikh Dalits that we also want reservation. Then Buddhist Dalits got. Now Christian Dalits are and Muslim Dalits are fighting against the Hindu Dalits, Buddhist Dalits, Sikh Dalits because they only have the reservation. These people don't have. Why it is happening? In the name of reservation, we are divided. Some people says that Christian Dalits are not even a scheduled caste. They are not scheduled caste maybe, but they are Dalits. And scheduled caste identity came to yesterday only, and it will go away also. The day your caste is removed from the scheduled caste list, you are not a scheduled caste. It's a simple rule. As long as Chamar and Mahars are there in the list of scheduled caste, they are scheduled caste. If that list is, their names are removed from the scheduled caste, they are not scheduled caste. Such a fragile identity, scheduled caste identity. Some Dalits are fighting for the scheduled caste identity. I am a scheduled caste, I am not a Dalit. Your scheduled caste identity is given in 1935 Act. Later on, it is included in the 1950, in the Constitution of India. Then who are you before 1935? And scheduled caste identity is the English identity given by English people. See how funny. Many RSS people, they oppose the Dalit identity. They support the scheduled caste identity. One day I asked one RSS guy, you people are against the English and you people are against the British. Scheduled caste is the English identity. It's the English identity. And scheduled caste identity is given by the British people. You are against the English, you are against the British also. But you are supporting the scheduled caste identity. How? It's not a so-called, what is that, it's not a so-called native identity. It's a foreign identity. You always fight against the foreigners, no? Scheduled caste identity is a foreign identity given by the foreigners. RSS people are supporting scheduled caste identity. There are some confused, misguided Dalits. They are also fighting. They are also want scheduled caste identity. They are also fighting for scheduled caste identity. The identity is so fragile that anytime you can be out of scheduled caste. Suddenly one find a government thinking that these Chamars and Mahars are having a lot of reservation. Remove them from the scheduled caste. Removed. Once you are removed from the scheduled caste, because you don't have reservation, that's fine, you don't have reservation. But who are you? By that time, you have destroyed your own community, Dalit identity, everything, and you are nowhere. Next. So, in the absence of a strong Dalit organization, the Dalit becomes too much tolerant. See, there is one more thing. There are some Dalits, they behave like a good Dalits. Good Dalits means everything you tolerate. Injustice you tolerate. You don't fight. No, see, okay, let it be, let it be. You want to be a good Dalit. My dear friends, being a good is not an asset. Being a good is a liability. If you are too much good, that's a liability. You have to fight for your justice. There is a one drunkard person. He always drink. He disturbs the society. He's a bad person. There is a one good person. He never drinks. He never smokes. He's very good. Suddenly in that village, what happened? Some wrong thing happened to the people. Some injustice happened to the people. This drunkard person, he didn't fight against the injustice because he is always in the drinking, sleeping, intoxication. This good person is very good. He never fights with anyone. Good person supposed not fight with anyone. So he also didn't fight against the injustice. So what will happen? What happened ultimately? The whole village is taken by the other people. Because full of villages, there are two kinds of people in the village. Half the village people are drunkards, half the village people are good people. They don't fight with anyone. So what happened? Even if you have a good person, even if you have a bad person, that's not going to protect you. You need to be an active person. You need to be an active person. If you are a good person, go and do the meditation, yoga or vipassana. You can be a good person. If you are a bad person, go to the bar and have a drink. But both of you are useless. You need to be an active person. So in the absence of a strong Dalit organization, the Dalit becomes too much tolerant. If you don't have organization, there are many good people. Why good people? Go and talk to any chamcha, any Dalit who is doing chamcha, means who is a spoon of others. He never accepts that he is a chamcha. You know why? He always says that I'm a good person. I don't fight with anyone. He'll say like that. You are a bad person because you always fight with. What? You always say that you are a claim that you are Ambedkarite. You are a Dalit, that this. You always fight with the people. You see, I am a good person. I don't fight. And today I am in a good position. He will say. Because there is no organization. This too much this goodness means too much tolerance. He tolerates because he fights for himself only. Unless he has personal problems, he will not come to any Dalit leader or he will not come to any Dalit organization. He always stand for himself. He always stand for himself. He is so confident that he can fight his problems. He can take care of his problems. If he is a good with others, his problems will be solved. If he is a good with the powerful people, his problem will be solved. He thinks like that. He tolerates injustice meted out to the Dalit society. He don't bother what happened to other Dalits. He always think about himself. And he looks very good also because he never fight. He always good in terms with everyone. Those who are exploiting him, those who are exploiting the whole Dalits, he's good with them. Because he thinks that by being good with others, he can solve his problems. He thinks that problem is personal. He never thinks that problem is social. As long as Dalit thinks that his problem is a personal problem, he always become a selfish. He always become a good with others to find his own career in a good position. As long as Dalit thinks that social problem is a personal problem, he becomes he remains to be a foolish. He remains to be a coward, cunning. Dalit should think that his social problem is his social problem is a social problem. His personal problem is a personal problem. There must be a differentiation between personal problem and social problem. Whatever your problem in your office is a social problem, not a personal problem. Whatever problem is there in your house, that could be your personal problem. Whatever the problem is there out of your house, out of the gate of your house, that is a social problem. Remember this. Whatever problem you have in your house, that is your personal problem. Once you are out of your house, your problem is a social problem. And you have to fight with the society only, through the society only. If you think that you can fight alone, individually, that's a foolishness. For short-term gain, because you are doing chamcha or you are doing good, you are good with others. But when you don't strengthen your own society, when you are destroyed by your enemy, nobody will rescue you. Because you are standing on the shoulders of others. They can remove you from their shoulders anytime. Your foundation is weak because you are making others as your foundation. So whenever they want, whenever others, see, you can stay as a guest only in other people's house. How long you stay as a guest there? As a guest, you are being treated very well. You have given good food. You are being treated very well. But how long? One day, the day will come, they will throw you out of their house. You have to create your own house. You have to own your own house. The Dalit is an individual becomes too much tolerant because he is too weak to oppose or too indifferent to oppose. This indifference of the Dalits has become so much a part of their nature. that a Dalit will quite meekly tolerate an insult as well as wrong. This toleration of insult, wrong things, is become his way of life. Because you want to be good in the books of other people. You want to be good in the books of other people. That's why you tolerate injustice meted out to others. You wait patiently that one day the other people will give you good position. Hurry, everything is a power relation. Social relations also power relations, not only political relations. Without having strong social power, you can't get a strong political power. So create your social power. Without creating the social power, even if you get the political power, that's a short-lived. Because the basis of your political power is other people blessings, other people mercy. Once the other people takes away their mercy, you will be on the road. So don't be indifferent. Indifferent means what? Not feeling the pain of Dalit community as a whole. You don't share the pains of your Dalit brothers and sisters. You don't share the joys. You always want to fight your problems. You always want to enjoy yourself. You always want to keep your pain with you. Indifferentism is the worst kind of disease. Ambedkar is stating, these Ambedkar words. Indifferentism is the worst kind of disease that can infect any Dalit who is fighting alone. The Dalit word is mine. Indifferentism is the worst kind of disease that can infect any Dalit who is fighting alone his social problems. Why is the Dalit so indifferent? Why Dalit is so indifferent? You can see in your colleges, in the universities, in the offices, anywhere you see, Dalits don't bother. Many Dalits don't bother whatever happening to other Dalits. Dalits think that no, it's not happening to me, it's happening to somebody. Oh, Chamars they are fighting against, they are abusing the Chamars. They have not abused the Mahars. Why should I fight? They are abusing the Mahars. They are not abusing the Chamars. Why should I fight? This is called indifferentism. Not concerned about the problems of other Dalits. Selfishness. Indifferentism creates selfishness. Indifferentism is the worst kind of disease that can infect any Dalit who is fighting alone his social problems. Why is the Dalit so indifferent? Indifferentism is the result of existence of caste within the Dalit race. As long as caste is there within the Dalit race, as long as you give the importance to your religious identity, as long as you give importance to your political identity, as long as you give importance to your caste identity, as long as you don't give importance to your Dalit identity, as long as you don't prioritize the Dalit identity, as long as you don't privilege the Dalit identity, you will have a indifferentism. Once you are indifferentism means you are an individual fighter, not a collective. You don't want Dalit society. Then you will become a meek and weak. You will become a timid and coward. Then you will become a cunning. That's what your chamcha are more dangerous to the Dalit social life, Dalit society. So the more danger to the Dalit society lies within the Dalit community. There are Dalits who are cowards and timids. There are Dalits who are cunnings, who are the cunning fellows. Because they want to fight, they want to see their life, they want to live for their own life. They want to resolve all their problems by themselves. They don't want Dalit society. What they're forgetting is that whatever they're getting gains, One day it will be gone. Why? Because their foundation is not the Dalit foundation. Their foundation is non-Dalit foundation, which can be removed, they can be thrown out from that place anytime. So the first thing is that we need to caste within the Dalit race has made Dalit organization, cooperation, even for a good cause, impossible. Since there is a caste within the Dalit society, even if you are fighting for a good cause, nobody will support you. You are giving importance to caste, you are giving importance to religion, you are giving importance to politics, you are giving importance to money, position. When you are giving importance to everything but not to the Dalit identity, Dalit consciousness, what will happen? Even if your Dalit is fighting for good cause, nobody will support you. There is a leadership struggle. Look at the RSS. RSS also social organization of Brahmins. There is no leadership struggle there. We have a leadership struggle everywhere. If Akash is becoming popular, Shashikant will pull his legs, because Shashikant want to become big leader. Why it happens? Because everybody have their own personal ambition. They don't have social ambition. You don't have social ambition because you don't have social capital. You don't have the society. So this is what Ambedkar's message in the section 9 of the Annihilation of Caste. All this, whatever I talked, he put it in the context of the Hindu society, whereas I am putting the same thing in the context of the Dalit society. Thank you very much. Is there any other next one? Is there any other? Next. Yeah, one more is there. Dalit organization is a social necessity. Remember, Dalit organization is a social necessity to bring Dalit unity. It's a social necessity. And from the social necessity, you can fulfill your financial necessity, your political necessity, and your religious necessity. I am not against the Dalits who want to join different political parties. I am not against the Dalits who want to join different religions. I am not against the Dalits who want to become millionaires and billionaires. But I am against them when they decide to fight by themselves alone their social problems, because they will become cunning fellows. They will destroy the Dalits, other Dalits. Hence, irrespective of your religion, which religion you are following, which you are rich or poor, which political party you join, it doesn't matter. Because Dalit society itself is being in India is a diversified. Religious diversity is there within the Dalit society. Economic diversity is there. Political diversity is there. Why can't we accept this diversity? Can't we bring the unity in diversity? Can't we bring unity in this diversity? Yes, we can bring. How can you bring the unity in the diversity? First, accept that Dalit society is a diversified society. Don't get shocked that if any Dalit is going to Hindu temples. Don't get shocked that if any Dalit is joining Congress or BJP or BSP. Congress, BJP or Aam Aadmi Party. Don't get shocked. But these are all practical facts. These are facts. The question is not about the facts. The question is how to resolve these contradictions. How to bring Dalit unity out of all having this much of diversity. So if you start questioning the diversity, you will be nowhere. If you question the Hindu Dalits, they will question you. They will question the Buddhist Dalits also. Even if you say that Ambedkar converted Buddhism, even then they will have their own arguments. Hindu Dalits have their own argument. So if you are focusing on your Dalit, if you are focusing on propagating Buddhism, that's an entirely different issue. Being a Dalit also, you can focus on Buddhism. Being a Dalit also, you can focus on Christianity. Being a Dalit also, you can focus on BSP politics or Congress politics. Let the Dalit society be a liberal society. If you think that Buddhism is a very good religion, propagate it. If you think that Christianity is a good religion, propagate it. If you think that there are many Dalits think that Hinduism is a good religion, let them propagate it. Let them have an argument, debate. Let's have which religion is a debate, which religion is good for. But don't force. Don't force. Just because Ambedkar embraced Buddhism, everyone should become a Buddhism. That's not a good argument. The good argument is that why Buddhism is a good religion. That is a good argument. You are embraced Buddhism just because Ambedkar embraced. That's one part of the reason. It means that if Ambedkar embraced Christianity, does it mean Buddhism is not a good religion? If Ambedkar embraces Sikhism, does it mean that Buddhism is not a good religion? Of course, Buddhism is a good religion, irrespective of whether Ambedkar converted to Buddhism or not. Buddhism is a good religion. That should be your approach. If that is your approach, try to convince your fellow Dalits who are Hindus to embrace Buddhism. There's nothing wrong. Try to convince Congress Dalits to come to BSP if you are a BSP Dalit. Try to convince BSP Dalits to come to Congress Dalits. If you're able to, you convince. Let there be debate and discussion. Be a liberal in your attitude. Don't become a fundamentalist. Don't be a religious fundamentalist. Don't be a political fundamentalist. Have an empathy towards your poor Dalit brothers who are living in a very poverty-stricken conditions. Help them. At least sometime you give to poor Dalit children to teach them. Give a tuitions. Go and give a tuitions. Chamar Dalit should go to Pasi Dalit to give a tuition. Pasi Dalit should go to Chamar and Pasi Dalit should go to Bangi Dalits to give a tuition classes to the children of the Bangi Dalits. There we can build our Dalit society. So anyhow, Dalit organization is a social necessity to bring Dalit unity by creating fellow Dalit feeling. That is Dalit brotherhood. So this is the lecture. At the last, my statement is that in this, whoever watching, non-Dalits, whoever watching this, particularly the Adivasis and Shudra backward caste, who are watching my lecture, try to understand this lecture in the context of their own community identity. If Adivasis are there, wherever Dalit I am using, use the Adivasi, Shudra backward caste, use the word Shudra backward caste, Shudra identity to understand better way in their own context. This is not only about Dalit race, the same thing is applicable to Adivasi and Shudra races. Thank you very much. Jai Bhim, Jai Bharat.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for delivering us a very wonderful lecture. And yes, sir. Yeah. So, as we know that we are
Basic
having...
etiquettes we must understand. That's what a culture means. Anyhow,
Yes, sir.
carry on.
So, as we know that we are facing technical issues, Professor Karunyakara sir not able to hear us, we are going to move directly to the vote of thanks. So I request Shashikant Sambodhi to please deliver vote of thanks for today's lecture.
Listen, since I can't hear the voice of you people, it's better not to have any questions today. They can reserve their questions for the next time. They could ask any time.
Yes, sir.
So go ahead for the vote of thanks.
Thank you, sir. Now, with the permission of the chair, on the behalf of Karunyakara Institute of Dalit Knowledge, it is my immense pleasure to extend a heartfelt vote of
Shashikant,
thanks for
please
this.
little
Remove
louder.
slides. Remove slides. Remove slides.
Shashikant, yes, sir.
Yeah, I am.
Yes, yes.
Now, with the permission of the chair, on behalf of the Karunyakara Institute of Dalit Knowledge, it is my immense pleasure to extend a heartfelt vote of thanks for this session. First and foremost, our deepest gratitude and warm regards goes to Professor Lila Karunyakara sir, a respected Dalit historian and a profound Ambedkar thinker. We are truly grateful to him for kindly chairing this session and delivering such a wonderful and thought-provoking lecture as the key speaker on the topic Annihilation of Caste, Section 11, Part 12. Professor Karunyakara is a former Vice Chancellor of Mahatma Gandhi Antarashtriya Hindi Vishwavidyalaya, Wardha, Maharashtra, and a renowned expert on Dalit affairs and Dr. Ambedkar writings. His insights today have greatly enriched all of us. We also extend our sincere thanks to all the participants and attendees who joined us for the 51st online lecture in the KIDK lecture series. A special word of appreciation to our dedicated coordinators, Dr. Sukeshni, Dr. Darshana, Dr. Smita Bhagat, Mr. Akash Khobragade, Mr. Shreyat, and Mr. Vijay Kumre for their tireless efforts and unwavering support to making in this session successful. This lecture series, which began on last year on the occasion of Dr. Ambedkar Jayanti 2025, continues to be a powerful platform for spreading Dalit knowledge, critical ideas, and new perspective in the field of Dalit studies. Thank you once again to everyone for your active and valuable participation. And before we conclude, please don't forget to subscribe to Dalit Knowledge YouTube channel, where the recorded session will be uploaded shortly. Jai Bhim, the session is over.